Hey guys, I know that the instructions for today's lesson can get a little bit tricky because there's a lot of things you have to click. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that if you get a bit confused trying to read it. This will show you how. The lesson today is cell theory and cell part review. And here are all the directions which you should read. But if you scroll down toward the bottom, you'll see a little summary of what you've got to do for today. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So the first thing you're doing for today is watching a video about cell theory. The cell theory part of that video is important for you to understand how we discovered that and what it says. But don't get freaked out by all the scientist names that are in the video. You will never have to memorize all those. You don't need to know those. Now, what you do need to know for the lesson today is the cell parts and what they do. So that's the second part of the lesson today. You're going to be going to the Cell Organelle flashcard page that I've made you on Quizlet. The link for that is right below the video, below the instructions here. It says Cell Organelle Function Flashcards, Quizlet. That link will take you to this Quizlet page. When you get there, it'll look something like this. And you'll see in the center of the page flashcards. And on one side, the side that's showing to you when you get there, it's got a description of what the cell part does. And you have to guess what the cell part is. So if you think you know it, you can click on the card itself and flip that card over and it'll show you the answer. And you can flip it over as many times as you want to and read it and rehearse it until you're ready to go on to the next card. And you can do that by clicking the little arrow button right below the card here. So there's the next one, and you can flip it over to see which cell part does that. Work your way through these cards as many times as it takes until you have those 10 words and their definitions memorized. If you want to make it bigger on your screen, there's a little full screen button right here, which will make the flashcards bigger. That may be easier to see if you do that. There's also two other ways to do that besides just using the flashcards. One, over here on the left-hand side, is the Learn button. And that'll create a little continual quiz that will continue to ask you the ones that you miss until you finally get it right. So that's one cool way to do it because it will make you learn the ones that you're not getting right. And then there's another one that's more like a game called Match down here. And you can click that and it'll bring up some definitions on cards along with the cell part name. And you have to match the card with the cell part name by dragging them and dropping them together. And that one's timed. You can compete against each other and see who gets the quickest score. The only problem with just using that one is that it doesn't show you all the cards in every game. So it is possible that you wouldn't see some of them if that's the only thing you tried to use. So do use the flashcards. Now, when you get done with that and you think you know the 10 cell parts and what they do, then you come over here and click the test button and you're going to self-test yourself. So if you click the test button, that will bring us to this page. Now, before you start the test, I would suggest coming over here to the, I'm going to click my picture off here because it's in the way. Come over here to the left-hand side of the screen and you will see a little button right here that it's covered up by all this junk, but I don't know how to move that. It's down here at the bottom and it says something like customize or options or something like that. Click that. And you'll be able to choose options for the test. You'll be able to customize it. Click off of the question type that says written, because that one's going to make you spell things out. And it's so picky that if it's plural and you don't put an S at the end of the word, it'll count it wrong, even though you've got the right word there. So that one's just annoying. Take the written type off there. And you can leave the other three there pretty easy. And then you can create the test. And it will pop up looking like this. You'll have a few matching questions. You'll have a few multiple choice questions. You'll have a few true-false questions. They will all be about the flashcards that you just rehearsed. Once you get done with that, down at the bottom of the screen, you can hit the Check Answers button, and it will give you a test score for that test. I scored 0% because I didn't do any of them, so that's not good enough. You have to score at least a 70 or higher on this for the assignment to be complete. And this is what I want to see in order to give you your grade for the day. Once you have a grade that's 70 or higher on this quiz, and you can see it on the screen like this, I want you to take a screenshot of it or a picture of it with your phone. Now, each computer is a little bit different in how they do screenshots. So if you don't know how your computer does that, you'll have to Google it because there's a million different variations. So just Google how to screenshot on whatever computer you're using, and it should pop up on Google search. So you screenshot this page so that I can see the test grade. If you can't get a screenshot with your phone or your computer, you could use another phone to take a picture of the computer screen, and that'll work as well, as long as I can see that grade over here on the left-hand side. And then you're going to attach that picture to today's lesson. So let me show you how to do that. If you come back to the lesson, now I'm going to take you somewhere else here because I'm logged in as a teacher on mine, and it won't show up what I'm trying to show you here. So I'm going to go into a class where I'm a student. So ignore all this. This is art. Yours will be biology. But over here on the right-hand side of the page, there is a button called Add or Create. If you click that, it's going to allow you to attach that picture to the lesson. So you click that Add or Create button. Let's see, I clicked it wrong. There we go. Click the Add or Create button, and then you're going to choose File, and then Browse. And that will open up your computer files. That will open up your computer files, and you'll be able to choose wherever that download went. Usually on most things, when you take a screenshot, it'll be in the downloads. But it could have put it in a picture folder as well. I don't know exactly where yours go, but when you take screenshots, they should go probably to downloads, maybe to a picture file, maybe to a file that says recent. You'll just have to look and find it. And then when you find that picture, you'll click open or attach or whatever it says here on your computer, and that will attach it to the lesson. And you should see it show up here once you get it attached. Now, once you've done that, you have to tell me that you're done with the assignment. So click the Mark as Done button here and you'll be finished. Now, if you're clever, you've realized already that on that quiz page, I don't know how many times you're taking that test. So you can take that test as many times as you want to until you get 100 if you want it. That's up to you. If you're satisfied with a 70 and that's what you make the first time, that's good enough. But if you want 100, you can keep doing it until you've got it. So I hope that helps. If there's anything else you need to know, just shoot me an email and I will try to explain it to you. But I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.